Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 to 27. Jesus calms the storm. Then Jesus got into the boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly a fierce storm struck the lake, with waves breaking into the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Lord, save us! We're going to drown!" Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and waves. And suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked. Even the winds and waves obeyed him. I wrote Lighthouse in the Storm when I first made the choice to surrender my life to Jesus, and that was, I think, when I was college, when I was 18 or a little bit older than that. At the time that I wrote this, I was in a chapel in our school, and I just wanted to be loved at that point when I was younger. And when you experience God's love for the first time, it makes you cry every time. Like, I remember the first few times that I experienced God being involved in my life and making His presence known in my life. I just kept tearing up and crying because it was so overwhelmingly powerful and amazing and humbling. And this is the song that, kumbaga, solidified my resolve to dedicate my life to Jesus at that time when I was younger. And I remember asking God, "Lord, I want you to guide my life. If I'm going the wrong way, you force me back." And this is gonna connect to the rest of the songs throughout the few months that we're gonna put out the music from the EP. But yeah, I just wanted a life fully surrendered to God. This is a very personal song, but I know that a lot of people are like me in the sense that when things seem so unclear, then I get a panic attack. I get so afraid, I get worried, I get anxious, and I tend to try to make my own way out. And in the end, I just end up drowning. But when you remember that you have a God who is watching over you, who plans everything for your good and would even turn anything bad to good for you so that you can glorify His name, it sets you at ease. It really does. It puts a supernatural calm in your mind. Like, how personally I would think I should be panicking right now, I should be unhappy right now, I should be depressed, I should be worried out of my mind. But there's always a voice in the back of my mind saying, "I'm in charge. I got you." And I think a lot of people need that the most right now, because even when everything else is so chaotic and it's so hard to see farther than your hand, that light will cut through that darkness. And God is the one constant that you can always count on. He is the lighthouse in the storm. If anyone watched some of my old interviews, my first arranger that I ever got to work with was Sir Albert Tamayo, and he is also a Christian. And he was very important to me in starting out in the industry because he was the arranger that really believed in my songwriting and invested his time and effort towards me putting out more songs and sending the demos to the producers and labels and whatnot. So I thought it was really just right to get the same guy who pushed me forward when I was starting to be the same, to be the arranger for this song, where it all started. The artwork for the lyric video that we made was by Cyan, and she's such a talented girl that we were really touched by all her past works. And I noticed that there was this vulnerability, there's this emotional side to her art that was palpable in each video that she did. So it was a perfect fit for her to do Lighthouse. And true enough, when we saw the draft of Lighthouse, it was so powerful and beautiful already, with the colors and the concept and the story itself. We really felt that Sai took it personally, like made the song personal to her as well. And I'm hoping that listeners of the song would feel the same way, that they could use that song to apply to themselves and whatever they're doing in their lives. Thanks, Sai. Lighthouse in the Storm is only the first track of the 5-track EP that I'm putting out. All of these are original praise songs that I've written and are distributed under Sony Music Philippines. Of all the tracks in the renewed album, Lighthouse is actually the most contemporary of the whole bunch. So that's why we said that ito ang una natin. That's why we said that this should be our first track to introduce to the people, because this is the sound that more people are used to. The rest of the EP is actually even more experimental than that. Definitely not the typical praise and worship music, but I think that it's a fresh take. It was my way of mixing the genres that I like to the music that I need to nourish my soul with. So this whole album is gonna be all about that. It's now on Spotify, iTunes, all the streaming platforms, and especially YouTube. You can click the links to all of those in the description or in the cards. Please stream it all day. Please share it to all your friends. If you want to support my work monetarily, there is a PayPal account in the description, and you can deposit there, and all the proceeds from that account will go straight to the music. So thank you for supporting. So that's it. Glory be to God for this album. We're so grateful because He made this music possible. I didn't even know, throughout the pandemic we were doing this album, and I didn't even know if we were going to be able to fulfill this album, but by God's grace, He brought us to the right people with the right skill sets just for this. We may be limited, but He is infinite. My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. So praise God, glory be to Him, and I also specially dedicate this to my mother. Love you, Mama. Thank you, sweeties, for watching. Please support Lighthouse in the Storm. Stream it now, and have faith, be happy. Bye!